Hello beautiful people, welcome to the channel. So today we'll be doing a reaction to France cost of living 2026. Without saying much, let's dive right in.
Bonjour, bonjour. So, you are thinking of moving to France. You. Yes, you. I see you in the US looking at a healthcare bill and wondering if you can legally marry a spreadsheet so at least someone in your household has stability. I see you in the UK looking at the sky, which has been leaking since the Romans packed up and said good luck with the damp. And I see you, Canada, Australia, bits of Europe hovering over Google at 2 a.m. typing how much does it really cost to live on croissant crumbs and joie de vivre? Well, wonder no longer, for I, your favorite Frenchie, have run the numbers for you. I have stared into an Excel sheet until it got scared and made it spill the beans. In this video, let us dismantle the dream euro by euro. Pour yourself something hot and strong, that's what she said, because we are not doing the rent plus food fairy tale. No, no, no. We are doing all the costs, even the ones that arrive silently at night, shrieking like a meth-addicted owl, "Hand over your bank details!" At the very end of the video, we will tally everything with current numbers to obtain a realistic monthly French budget. Number one, housing. First, you need a roof to stop the sky falling into your Bordeaux. Now, if you want to live in Paris, but seriously, why would you? Bring money, bring all of it. Bring money your grandchildren haven't earned yet. Recent data put Paris around 9,650 euros per square meter. So yes, for 300,000 euros you can absolutely get something charming, they will say, optimized, they will say, which is real estate code for you can boil pasta while sitting on the toilet and still reach the fridge. But if you go countryside, where cows have opinions and people have manners, the same amount of money buys something completely different. It can buy land, outbuildings, a view, silence, space, and an impressive amount of goats. Now, when you buy in France, you don't just pay the price of the property, you pay for the ritual. In the old housing market, acquisition costs are often about 7 to 8% of the price. In new builds, it's more like 2 to 3%. We call it frais de notaire, notaire fees. And you do not question the notaire. You do not start a sentence with, "But in my country," in front of the notaire. You just nod, hand over the bag of money, and accept that property ownership involves a man in a suit speaking in punctuation. If you do own, you pay the taxe foncière every year. That's the annual property tax. It is usually between 800 euros and 1,500 euros per year, depending on the property. And if your French home is a second home, remember, taxe d'habitation is gone for main residences, but it still applies to second homes. Yes, even if the house sits there empty, waiting for you to return so it can start leaking again. Renting can be cheaper month to month, but France runs on proof, not charm. You will hear the word dossier a lot. Expect upfront costs like a deposit, sometimes agency fees, and often a guarantor situation. Remember, France doesn't want your enthusiasm. France wants your paperwork to have paperwork. Also, don't forget that you will need home insurance. It exists, it costs money, and no, it is not optional. Number two.
Rent is usually the biggest expense anywhere in the world. Compared to many countries, especially in big cities like Paris. Housing can be really expensive, and location also matters.
Utilities. Electricity in France is romantic. In theory, nuclear power, glorious atoms doing ballet. You would think it would be cheap. No, these are French atoms. They have unionized. Your bill will depend on how big the house is, how you hit it, and whether your walls were built in 2020 or in 1620, when insulation was considered a moral weakness. Apart from electricity, you have other flavors of suffering. Option A, gas or oil. Winter arrives, the boiler awakens. You watch your money leave your wallet in real time. You start negotiating with the thermostat like it is a petty deity. Please, just 19 degrees. I will stop buying wine. I promise. Option B, the wood burner, aka
That's a common system in many houses, but the cost can increase depending on the energy prices.
rustic fantasy. You imagine a gentle crackling, thick socks, and inner peace. What you actually get is logistics: buying wood, stacking wood, carrying wood, drying wood, burning wood. Bonus, the wood actually warms you 3 times: when you chop it, when you burn it, and when rage spikes your blood pressure high enough to power the entire house.
Some people prefer this because sometimes it can be cheaper, especially in the rural areas.
As for internet and cell phones, the average fiber price in January 2026, about 30 euros per month. The average mobile plan, about 12 euros a month. So yes, you can be in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by sheep, and still stream your favorite Frenchies videos in 4K. Water, including wastewater, typically between 30 and 60 euros per month for many households, but it varies a lot by area and household size. Number 3, food, also known as the reason why we tolerate the paperwork. Although inflation has been enthusiastic, France still has a strong eat properly culture, so you can live well without spending like a tech billionaire. For 2 adults, a realistic grocery range is often 500 to 700 euros a month, depending on region and how often you accidentally buy cheese because it looked at you in a seductive way. Speaking of cheese, when you go to the market, don't be fooled, for the market is theater. You go in for 3 tomatoes, just 3, a simple mission. But then the cheese seller offers a taste. He has a mustache with the emotional weight of the French Revolution. You blink. Now you own a wheel of Comté, a baguette, a chicken, olives, and honey made by bees that only listen to Mozart. And that, my friends, is 40 euros gone. Pricey tomatoes, indeed. You walk home holding your baguette like a sacred sword, thinking, I have made choices, while your bank account has turned into a collapsing souffle. What about restaurants, you may ask? In many places, 18 to 24 euros still gets you starter, main, dessert, and sometimes wine. Yes, wine at lunch, because we decided long ago reality is better when slightly blurred. It is not alcoholism, it is common sense.
Depending on your lifestyle, if you cook at home, it's usually cheaper than eating out all the time.
Number 4, healthcare. To my American friends, look away. This part will hurt your soul. For you see, in France, if you get sick, we fix you. We don't check your credit score. We just check your pulse. Once you are properly in the system, you get the famous carte vitale, a small green talisman that whispers, relax, you may continue living. A doctor's visit is commonly 30 euros, and the public system reimburses 70% of the official rate. The mutuelle, a top-up insurance, varies by age and coverage. In 2026, estimates put average senior mutuelle around 180 euros a month. Yes, you can find cheaper, but if you are 55 and plus, budget like adults whose knees wake up in the morning and go, "Hello, today we will discuss humidity." Number 5, transport. If you live in a city, public transport can be excellent. However, if you live rural, you need a car. Do not rely on the bus. Occasionally, someone claims to have seen it, but they were exhausted and may have been talking to a tree. Fuel prices fluctuate constantly. In January 2026, we see averages like SP95 E10 about €1.69 per litre, diesel €1.66 per litre. Second-hand car, you can find something decent-ish from about 5,000 euros and more, but it's usually older and has high mileage. Around 3,000 euros is the character building tier. Cheap entry.
Owning a car can be expensive because you have fuel, insurance, and maintenance. But in many French cities, public transport is very good. So some people might actually save money by not owning a car, but it depends on the city.
Expensive plot twists. Car insurance varies, but budgeting about 60 euros a month is not ridiculous for many people. It can range wildly depending on your profile, the age of the car, and the fiscal horsepower. Do not forget about the contrôle technique, the car inspection. It must be done every 2 years, and it costs around 80 euros. The révision servicing, usually once a year. You have to budget something between 150 euros to 250 euros for a standard service, sometimes less for a basic oil change package. Number 6, I know you've been waiting for it because it's your favorite. Bureaucracy. You cannot escape the paperwork. France replaced religion with forms because forms are more reliable. Residence permits often involve a fiscal stamp fee around 225 euros, depending on the permit. For needed translations, budget per page, because documents multiply like rabbits trained by the state to demand an apostle and your mother's maiden name in uppercase. Often 30 to 60 euros per page. It varies by language, urgency, and document type. If you need an accountant for taxes or for your business, a personal tax help is often 50 to 200 euros per return. For a small business, expect roughly 800 to 3,000 per year, depending on the complexity. The moral of the story: you arrive in France with a passport, you leave with a folder that can stop bullets. Number 7, the costs you are forgetting because you are too busy enjoying the Chardonnay. 1, home maintenance. Old houses are wonderful. They are also self-aware. They wait, they watch, and when you finally relax, they choose violence. Gutters, damp, roof tiles, garden, chimney sweeping. Number 2, seasonal spikes. Winter heating, summer travel, tax season, car repair season. Remember, France doesn't do smooth. France does surprise, like a magician who only knows one trick, making your money disappear while you clap politely. Number 3, travel home. Budget at least 1 trip back home per year, or budget for relatives invading your guest bedroom with emotional needs and a suitcase full of peanut butter. Number 4, language support. Sometimes you will pay for help, property purchase, artisans, healthcare admin. Not always needed, but sometimes it saves your sanity and Can you put a price on your sanity? Well, France can, and it is priced at 50 euros per translated page plus VAT. And now the grand total. Let's tally the damage. Here is our scenario. Retired couple, rural France, house owned, cheese intake heroic, car mildly French. So a plausible monthly budget. Utilities, electricity, heating, water, internet, phone, 250 to 400 euros, with heating deciding your fate. Groceries, 500 to 700 euros. Mutuelle, the top-up insurance for a couple, again senior-ish, 250 to 300 euros. Car, that's fuel plus insurance, on average 200 to 350 euros. Taxes plus maintenance, averaged 200 to 350 euros. The oops, I bought more wine fund, 250 to 350 euros. So you often land around 1,700 to 2,300 euros per month, depending on the house, the region, and how often you fall for a cheese scam. So, is it worth it? Let's look at the alternatives, shall we? You could be in traffic in LA, paying for the privilege of inching forward while your GPS keeps recalculating your mortality. You could be in Sunderland, under a sky the color of damp socks, eating a sandwich made of resignation. Or, God forbid, you could be in Germany. Here, yes, granted, the paperwork is absurd and people speak funny, but the food is top shelf, healthcare is almost free, the pace is human, and so the misery becomes bearable-ish. Thank you very much for watching. I love you all.
Wow. Cost of living is not just one big expense. When you combine rent, utilities, groceries, transport, and other bills, the total monthly cost can become quite high. That was really informative. I really enjoyed this video from the start to the finish. We'll wrap it up from here, guys. Thank you so much for watching with me. Until next time. Bye.